Rockhurst, a podcast made by Rockhurst University students for Rockhurst University students and anyone who's interested in life here at Rockhurst.
There's a lot to talk about today, from how the year started at the university and to how to get involved on campus to the start of Hispanic Heritage Month.
But first, let's reintroduce ourselves. List your name, your hometown, major, and then something like really memorable from the summer.
So hello everyone, my name is Bri'Yana. I'm a senior majoring in physics of medicine and bioethics. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. And I would say something interesting that happened over the summer. I was able to intern at the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, and I was able to work in their Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion office. So it was a lot of fun being able to look at equity within like a more company point of view instead of just the academic realm. So I was able to learn a lot, and hopefully I can bring a lot back with me here this year on campus.
Nice. Hello everyone, my name is Damian Hood. I'm a fourth year here at Rockhurst, and I'm from Kansas City. And I would say my most memorable thing that happened this summer was very similar to Bree, to where it was an internship. I worked with Children's Mercy, and it was a summer treatment program for kids with ADHD. And the most memorable thing over there was when a kid was in timeout, and he saw, it was after a rainy day, so there's some piles of mud and stuff like that. And they just stare at the pile of mud, and they just get in there, scoop it, and they run up to the counselor, and they put it all over his watch, and they throw it at him and the other two counselors. It was unfortunate, but it was hilarious to see them come back into the office.
Oh my gosh. Well, hi everyone. My name is Katia. I'm from Heber Springs, Arkansas. It's a really small town, but we have a beautiful lake. My major is biomedical engineering, and I also worked at an internship, but at Catholic Charities with refugees and migrants, and that was a really big learning experience on its own. But my most memorable thing was that I finally got to fly on a plane for my first time, ever, and realized I get really bad motion sickness in airplanes.
Oh.
So it's not the best flight experience.
Oh, wow.
So if you haven't already, make sure to comment, subscribe, rate us wherever you get your podcast from. And if you want to see this podcast on video, make sure to find us at youtube.com/RockhurstHawks. And if you have questions, topics, ideas, if you ever want to come on here and be a co-host or a guest, we'd love for you to be here. And you can reach us through rockhurst.edu or send us a message at Rockhurst University on Instagram.
Absolutely. So please let us know. But as you all know, it's a new year, so we're seeing a lot of new exciting changes on campus. So kind of what's new, what's different with you all, whether it may be academically, socially, just what's popping on campus this year?
I guess for me personally, I kind of was introduced to maybe a different path I want to go to with my major. Mm-hmm. So I was originally prosthetics, medical devices, but now I kind of want to do something with the accessibility to them to lower to minority groups or to different places and stuff, just because I don't know, I really like the idea of helping people. And then with school and stuff, just classes is crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many clubs going on. I feel like everyone's on a really good start, and I hope it continues on through the year. But what about you guys?
I mean, something new with me is just the amount of responsibility that I've accumulated this year, as well as academic. A bit stressful, but it's been really a blessing to have all this and to work through it. Gathered a lot of new skills to where actually being organized, planning stuff, having to actually stay on top of it, because I was very much a improvising person, wing it type of thing, but I know I can't do that anymore. Mm-hmm. So just being around, I just surround myself with a lot more people that are more capable to do that and stay on top of their things and planning it. So I just think the responsibility and a love for it has been the most new thing for me when it comes to this year.
Absolutely. I would say that for the new thing for me, like, yes, I have classes, but it's my first time being in a capstone course. So for my bioethics major, I have a capstone course this semester in which I will be presenting on it at the end of the semester. So that's very new. I'm excited, a little nervous, but like I'm ready to get it done and ready to really like focus on something that I'm truly passionate about. But like speaking of the new year, so as you all know, there's new first year students here on campus. But I think it's also important to note that there is also another wave of students on campus, and that's the new combination of having the St. Luke's students here on campus, the nursing program. The nursing program. So I kind of just want to talk about that a little bit because like we have so much emphasis on like freshmen and first year students, but I think it's also important to acknowledge that there's also a new body of students, whether they may be juniors, seniors, and I was able to meet a few of them, and they are so cool. They're really nice, and St. Luke's, that building for Sedgwick is amazing.
It's
like
crazy.
I've thought about changing my major, and I'm a senior. I'm a senior, and I was like, man, I want to use this lab, and I'm not even nursing. But yeah,
and
that's pretty cool.
And is it true that the students from Westport that were in nursing like came over here for this too? Okay.
That's why there's a lot of traffic problems.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say too, I think we're at the final point, like a point to where like mostly everything is in person. Because even sometime so like I'm a junior, so my freshman year it seemed like everybody was online, so there was like hardly anyone on campus. And sophomore year we got some more inflow of people, and then now this year it seems like everyone's like, okay, like I think I'm done with like virtual, like I'm on campus, and then there's just so much. So that's like another group of people too that's like they're finally like on campus too. So
true.
There's like a lot of different people trying to get used to it, and then you're trying to be welcome to them and be like, oh my gosh, you know, like how are you? And then they're like, oh yeah, we're in class, and like it's crazy.
I know, man. That's so amazing. I know you kind of mentioned parking, which is also something else that's new that's happening this year. So I live in the OCH, and there's even like in the morning, like around 8 a.m., there's cars parked all the way up Forest. Like it's packed.
Yeah.
But we have a new
Parking lot?
I almost said parking garage, and that would have been so incorrect. We have a new parking lot, so that's exciting. I heard it's to be about a little over 200, so it's exciting. Yes,
I like was looking at it and I was like, oh, that'll add some space, but I didn't know it was gonna add that much with it. I thought it was like 50 cars.
50?
I don't know. I don't have really good
count parking spaces like that.
Oh, I didn't count.
No. Hopefully that'll help cut down, because I know so many people run late to class, or like, well, I live on campus too, but then if I avoid leaving campus during the day because of parking, to then find parking again. Yeah, exactly.
No, but that's like the worst feeling in the world.
Have you guys talked to any of the freshmen and gotten to, well, you're on Senate, so you've gotten to see a good variety of people.
Actually, I've been hanging out with a lot of the freshmen in Corcoran lately, and the atmosphere over there is so great. It reminds me freshman year when Bree and I would just like hang out in the lobbies of McGee and Corcoran. They are doing that every hour. They stay up to like about 12 or 1 as well. And when I tell you that they don't know each other and they still just come down and they introduce themselves, like it's still going like that. And being a DA over there, it's really great. They love me over there, and it's just so great. I love them there.
That happened the other day, because Damian saw me walking past Corcoran. So then I came inside of Corcoran, and I was sitting down, and I'm like, oh, they're watching Cars. So then I started watching Cars. And then more people started coming, and then we all started watching the movie. So I think that's really cool, though. Like I know like COVID has really taken like a toll on the classes that the pandemic really first happened. So it's nice to see like more engagement with students, especially like our first year students. I think it's really beneficial, and I don't know, I'm excited to meet more of them, honestly.
Yeah, that's like one of the things I feel like people really tried to at Rockhurst is like to continue like to include and like grow relationships and stuff like that. So it's nice to see, because like my freshman year, like I was in Corcoran, but like, you know, you couldn't have more than 4 people in a dorm. You couldn't do anything. So it's nice to I don't know, something like that's really exciting to look forward to for other people.
It's definitely exciting.
Yeah.
So are there any like new clubs that you all are interested in, or like anything new from like the more extracurricular side of things?
Well, I mean, like, to understand about you, there's a current BSU president, and then
President.
the ex-BSU president here with us.
But then still a president.
But still a president.
Senate.
You all, I'm Bri'Yana Murrow. Just Bri'Yana.
Overseer.
It's my president.
Yeah. So, does BSU have anything cool planned? What do you guys?
Actually,
what do you want to focus on?
So yeah, something that we have coming up at the end of this month is homecoming week alongside SAB as well. One of the two of the members from BSU, Achu and Jalea, were very much excited for that, and they decided to like send us their plan for the week. They gave us like a whole rundown of what they wanted to see throughout the week.
That's
and I was
cool.
like, this is great because this is something I envisioned running for president. I wanted more involvement from the members.
Yeah.
And doing this already, like the second month of the semester already, and I was like, say less. We'll get it started. So actually, if you start looking on the TVs here soon, today or tomorrow, that week will be planned out. And please show up, sign up, and everything.
That's really good, you guys are, and from your members, because like some of the other clubs I asked like, are they gonna do homecoming week? Some people didn't know, and then some were like, it's a lot of commitment. So like, as an e-board, you already have a lot of like, you have to do this, you have to do that, and like you go to general meetings, but then you have e-board meetings, and then you have to meet with your advisor, and like having members to step up, like. I don't know, but like you said, that makes you feel good that like, okay, like people like care about the club more than just like coming,
just
you know,
up.
So it's really good.
So true. I know with Senate, we had our first full Senate, so now we have newly elected and appointed senators. So we went from 17 people in August to now 30.
Oh my
gosh. We now have a full Senate, so it's very exciting. The first year, actually not even just first year students, but all of the new senators, like in their interviews, they had so many amazing ideas. And E-board, we're just writing down the ideas like, oh, we got to circle back to this. And so now like we're very excited, and I know like Katie Mead, she's our vice president of programming, but like she's very excited to really get like some different events happening, because like as we all know, like Senate historically does like House of Representatives or like Senate Leadership Week, but we're really hoping to like be more in like the campus community as far as collaboration with other organizations, but then also just bringing some flavor, bringing something new. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see what everyone comes up with, and like the senators are just so eager for the new year. So I'm excited.
No, definitely. Like that's a good thing, because like I feel like originally a lot of people are like, oh, Senate, like the big like people they're overseeing, like and it's like it's your classmates and stuff, but like it definitely did seem like, oh, like Senate, and now I feel like, you know, slowly transitioning to that. It can be like, oh yeah, like a lot of the senators were at like the general meetings for like the different groups and stuff like that. Like it's good to see, and like different things. Excited for some of these events.
Excited too.
But with us, so let's see. For Voices for Justice, the main thing right now is just like IFTJ, and for what that is, it's like the Nation Family Teaching for Justice. So like 10 students will go to Washington DC, and they kind of do like advocating. They meet like lobbying and stuff like that. A really good experience and just really eye-opening. So that's just what Voices for Justice has been focusing on, and like our topics for this year are environmental racism, being allies, and voters' rights, just because like the midterms are coming up in November, and
we've
so
been working on that too on Senate side.
That's like an important thing that like sometimes people don't realize, like
so exciting.
And for BIPOC, I don't know, we're just like, I mean, the club is 2 years old now, so it's still hard to like establish everything. But I think we're working towards it, just to get more. We want to get like input of like, you know, like e-boards, like, oh yeah, we want to do this, but we're like, okay, what do like the members want to see? Like what they have, each one has different cultures, and like, you know, like how they identify and stuff that like would be nice to show on campus to get some like representation. Because like when they did Ramadan, like that was really cool. Like I like would have never experienced something like that. And it's like I feel like something where Rockhurst is getting more towards like opening up and like showing all the culture, color, and everything like that. So I don't know. We'll see how our year goes.
Yeah. Exciting.
Speaking of two other cultures, actually I think it was last week, Bree and I had the opportunity to celebrate the Ethiopian New Year with some members of BSU.
You guys doing that.
And that was so fun because we got to learn more about their culture, and then even the way that we ate their food, it was different already. Like you had to tear a piece of the, I forgot the term of the, but you had to tear a piece of it and then like pick up your food and then eat it. It like makes you enjoy and savor the food more rather than just. Because I'm gonna tell you, a lot of us, we saw it and we was thinking about rolling it up and eating it like a burrito, but that wasn't right.
Plus, like even learning like the dances.
Oh my goodness.
And like listening to music, so it was very exciting. And like they actually are going to an event in Kansas City this Sunday. And so like they're letting me wear some of their cultural clothes, so I'm like very excited. So I can't wait to really experience that. But it just goes to show like there's so many like cultures within and cultural identities that are within the students on campus, and like just imagine taking like a moment to just have a conversation or spend an hour just learning about it, appreciating it. I just think it goes so far.
I feel like that's a good thing that we have. I think a lot of people are pretty good here at Rockhurst. They know how to culturally appreciate and not appropriate. And those two are very, like, it's really hard to for some people. And, like, it's a really thin line. And so, because I saw, like, Lydia, like, what she posted and stuff like that with it. And, like, what everyone was wearing. I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, that's just, so like, beautiful. It's so beautiful. And it's so nice. And, like, no, those are good things, like, to expose people to. Because, like, I mean, I went to a really small town, so it was just my family and I.
And then one of the big talks lately here on campus for something else that's like dealing with culture is like Black fraternities. That's what a lot of students from BSU have been talking about amongst themselves. Again, another member has started this. I don't remember who specifically started, so I won't give out a name on that. But they even like started out a survey to see who's interested of like seeing like Black fraternities here on campus, and we're trying to like get that started. That's been one of BSU's main goals for our term this year at least, and I just think it'd be really great to see more excitement from the rest of Rockhurst to like get this opportunity for kids of that culture as well. So I mean, I just think that's very interesting and really important to talk about and keep it up. So
yeah, definitely, because like I see like other schools like how they have their like Black like fraternities and sororities and stuff, and it's just really interesting. Like they don't do the typical sorority and like fraternity stuff. It's like a little different. And honestly, now then thinking about me, it's like, okay, like BSU's is going to be able to get like something Black sororities, then eventually that can lead the path for like Latino like fraternities and sororities. Because I see those two and I'm like, oh my gosh, like how fun would it have been to experience something like that. And like hopefully like, you know, you guys working so hard, you can like open that gate up for everybody else. That's really interesting. That'd be really good to see.
Because you and I got to go to meet the Greeks at KU, right?
Yes. KU, because you always got the school name wrong.
Yeah, I did get it
but
wrong.
It was just a time to meet like some of the Black fraternities and sororities, commonly known as the National Pan-Hellenic Council. So it consists of 9 sororities and fraternities, and often referred to as the Divine Nine. So I was able to learn about them and like kind of like what they do. Like different requirements, but then also like what they stand for. I think it's amazing to see that they stand for very different things, and then they have very different goals and how they connect with the community, even as early as like high school and sometimes middle school. So I just think it's really cool overall.
I thought it was a fantastic opportunity. I mean, being in that room, it was so empowering, not even in a fearful way, but like they had my attention, and I was so eager to learn about each of their organizations and everything. So I mean, it was just a great opportunity to go up there. So Yeah.
That's like definitely something really exciting to like, kind of look forward to. I don't know. Is there like, even within yourselves or like broad, like to Rockhurst or yourselves or to your organizations, is there like something you're like really excited to see like this semester or like this school year?
So maybe not this school year,
Mm-hmm.
and like I've noticed that like my time is quickly winding down at Rockhurst.
No, don't do that.
So like I'm even fine with just setting the foundation for stuff to grow, but like I really would like a multicultural center on campus. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know where, but I just think it'd be very beneficial. I remember when I was visiting different schools my senior year of high school, I was able to see different places, and one school stood out to me. I'm not gonna say the school because can't give them too much credit, but it was amazing to see. Like there was like a room and it had like kind of like an open mic setup, but there was literature, and when I say literature, I mean it was like Black literature, Hispanic culture, Asian culture, like literature of like so many different countries, cultures, and then like flags of the different students represented on campus.
Cool.
And it was just such an amazing feeling. And then like resources, books, but then also kind of like a lounge type area where like students can come, they can feel safe, they can have those conversations. Like that environment is set for them. And of course, like I think it's important to be intentional about creating that environment, but then it's also important to be intentional about creating that environment all across campus, and not let just be so confined to Soul, Unity, BIPOC, and so forth. Like I just think it's very important. So yes, that was not a short answer, but that's
your
what
answer.
I would like to see on campus. So yeah.
To give more of a shorter answer.
Okay, I'm just gonna pack my food and go.
I'll start off with this. My barber is actually here on campus. He works on campus with custodian staff and everything. And I was talking to him, and something that he would like to see that I would also like to see, but I just wanted to give the custodian employment credit to where that this is what they're wanting to see here on campus as well, and how important it is outside of just the students alone. And it is diversity inclusion officer. That's what they're really wanting. And it seems like a lot of students and faculty have forgotten that is a position that needs to be filled here on campus, just because we got multicultural of belonging filled in, right? Is that the
Yeah.
So I just think that would be really great to have on campus. I would love to see that. Again, like I don't know when or how, like when it'll get here, but I just would love to see that here on campus as soon as possible.
That's a really good point too you make, because like at least for me personally, like I try and appreciate our like custodial, like all them people, because like they do such a good job and stuff like that, and they're like, I mean, sometimes like you be studying in here and like they come in and they're like, I'm sorry, no, like I'm sorry,
no,
like
I'm
you're just
sorry,
I don't want to be an inconvenience, like and like I've grown up cleaning houses with like my mom, and like she's done stuff like that, so like I was like be like, okay, like like I see my mom in them and stuff, so that's why I was like trying to treat them with like just a little more extra respect than like what some people might give them, because like it's not easy to like be after everybody cleaning, picking up and doing stuff, and like our like cafeteria ladies and everybody else in there, and like everyone who just like all those small other little things that keep Rockhurst going, but like give them more appreciation, acknowledge them, like talk to them and stuff. But that's I just went off of what you said, but that's one thing too I like really passionate about, is like they're really important people to Rockhurst. We would not survive without them. No, we wouldn't.
I think it's important to realize like every person on this campus is like a piece to a puzzle, where there may be faculty, staff, student, administration, like everyone plays their part in like this bigger picture here at Rockhurst. And I just think it's an important sentiment to remember, and I don't know, you just appreciate the people around you even more.
Definitely, especially being like a small like university, like
there's
a lot of really small. There's a lot of closeness with everybody, and I think it's always trying to like get better at it and being genuine with it too, like intentional.
Agree. So speaking of pieces to the puzzle and how every student kind of brings their culture with them here on campus, it's very important to note that if you all don't know, today is officially the first day of Hispanic Heritage Month. So Katia, if you don't mind, can you kind of tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so Hispanic Heritage Month is from September 15th to October 15th, and it's just like celebrating like the Hispanic heritage, which like is different from like Latinos, because like someone from that's Hispanic is someone who's a descendant from like a country that speaks Spanish, and then like Latinos is like people basically all like in South America, so like there's some overlaps with it, but like I feel like a lot of people kind of celebrate the two in between there just to get in. But yeah, it's just to celebrate the culture, like to recognize everybody and stuff like that. Like I'm pretty sure today too is the Independence Day for like Central Americans or something like that. I've been seeing that over too, so that's really interesting. But yeah, and it's like, I mean, you get to celebrate it however you want to, and Soul's been doing a really good part of it. They did their Soul Week this week, so they had a bunch of different things like paletas, aguas frescas, like bracelet stickers. They're having their Soul Fest today,
yes,
so I'm excited. I heard there's a mechanical bull, so I don't know. Yeah, so they've been doing a really good of promoting it. They did Karen, their PR, did a takeover on Rockhurst's Instagram, the university Instagram. And so, like, to me, this is, like, a really good thing to see, because, like, I think one thing, like, that's important is, like, representation matters. Like, you know, there's, like, Black History Month. Like, that's really a good time. That's for, like, even though you should celebrate it all, like, year-round and stuff like that, that's, like, a time where it's, like, really dedicated to it. You know, Pride Month and other things, or there's certain days. And so, I don't know, to me, it's just, like, really important because like I'm from like Mexico, like that's where originally I'm from. I was born there, I lived a few years there, and so it's always like a good like reminder to like touch up on my roots, touch up on my Spanish, like get connected again with my family, like, and I don't know, it's just like, to me it's a really good time because I love to see everyone representing, because like it's Hispanic heritage, so it's not just like people from Mexico, it's like from different countries, right. And it's always like, one thing I just always love to see is like how even within the own states of like Mexico, but like then even the countries, how like everyone says certain things differently, or sometimes it's the same food but like they prepare it a little differently, and like I just love like seeing that, especially more now because people are like all about it, like they want to be like, oh yeah, like it's time to party, like it's good to celebrate. But yeah, that's just what Hispanic heritage kind of is to me. I know some people have different interpretations, some people have different celebrations. I'm just excited to see what else is like the rest of the month till October 15th.
Well, that is our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and you can catch up on past seasons as well on our YouTube channel. So make sure that you mention us at Rockhurst University whenever you're watching it, or if you have your take on it, and then on Instagram for any topic ideas. So with that being the case, for Damian, Katia, and me, have a great day. Thank you so much.
See you later.
Get it?
Oh, no.
Oh, good.
Nailed it.